Oh yes.
Oh yes.
How you doing? Well, that's better.
Doing very well.
All right.
All right.
Calm down,
Okay.
everybody.
Good.
How's it going? How's it going? Great to see you. It is the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club, and here are the ninjas on the screen, and we will be tasting sexy wine if we've managed to get a hold of it.
Sexy wine.
You want sexy wine?
You want sexy wine? We got.
So I didn't, unfortunately, but I've got something that I hope comes close to causing a little ripple of anticipation and excitement and pleasure. I see Miguelino and Kat are also now with us. Oh, that's a funny layout on the screen, isn't it? How about? Yeah, that's better. Okay, I feel like we're ready to go now. Oh, it's just Kat. Hi, Kat. How you doing?
Hi, great, thank you. Michael's just had to run away and run an emergency errand for his brother, so he might join us, might be able to catch up with us later.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had to go to the toilet myself.
By yourself? You're a big boy now.
Well, with the nurse.
Oh dear, that's early. That's early for a coffee.
It's only January, and look at the physical state of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's get this party started then. Garvo's idea. Let's go to you first, Garvo. Let's pop you up top right-hand corner whilst you're speaking. This was your idea, the sexy wine, right? I think I've got a bottle of it somewhere to share with everybody. But you have to, right? This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there she blows.
What were you thinking?
Well, there are certain questions in the universe that have to be answered. And, well, label says that it's sexy. Well, is it? Or is it just all mouth and no trousers, so to speak? So the question has to be answered, doesn't it?
No knickers. Right. Okay. Very good. And yes, what does Giz taste like? You.
Well, we've been there. We've crossed that boundary.
That's old news, isn't it? That's and now news. The sexy wine. Terence Austin, did you manage to get your hands? Oh, did you manage to get hold of it? Lay your hands on it.
Yes, I have. I've laid my hands in it with a religious experience.
Have you?
But that's not a question you really want to ask anybody in a pub or a pub toilet, is it?
I meant the wine.
How was your zhizh?
No, absolutely not. Only in a Portuguese off license would you ask such questions. Have you got the sexy? Have you brought the sexy back, as it were?
I got the sexy. Only on my screen, it's in reverse, but hopefully on your screen.
We're seeing that.
No, it's in reverse.
Right. Tinto red wine.
Sheesh. Yes.
Very good. What about you, Kat? Did you manage to get hold of this brand?
No.
Oh.
So we got an imposter. Michael went to 4 grocery stores today. None of them carried the sexy. We don't have the sexy apparently in our part of Portugal. But we got an imposter. We went with a red label because and this one has a big C on it, which we turned into C Charming.
Oh, I see. You've done your own graffiti on the bottle there.
Yes. There you go. Charming.
Excellent.
Or C Harming. Might be
much more refined than a straight up sexy. A charming from Central Portugal. Is that a new cabinet you have behind you as well? Is that a new thing in your house?
Yes, it is. I had it. I picked it up at a secondhand furniture shop, and I had it painted by a really brilliant Central Portugal painter who does the spray painting, and he just did a brilliant job on it. So it's turned out really nicely.
It looks absolutely lacquered, doesn't it?
It's lacquered. It's lacquered, not nacquered. That's right.
It's a thing that came to my head. Great color choice. And you've revived like a vintage bit of furniture, have you? As a
yeah, it was mahogany, but that didn't go with my color scheme. So so we went with this blue color.
They've done a great job. Lovely respray and loads of room for booze, which you've already started.
And only one lone wine bottle back there because it is January, so we're being careful on our.
I recognise that wine at the back. I recognise that wine at the back on the bottom shelf. That lone bottle.
What is it?
Yes,
it's the what is it? Papa Amarillo, is it? The one I like.
Okay.
Amarello.
Yeah.
Papa Amarillo.
Well spotted, Garvo. What are you like? Okay, well done. So you've improvised. You've pimped your wine, so to speak.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Perhaps you can tell us more about the original in due course, and where that comes from. And waiting for the next round of guests, it says, or waiting for next round of guests on your title there. Is that a quiz for us tonight? What does that mean? Or was that leftover from last time?
Leftover from last time.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Right, okay. Right, as for me, I couldn't find the sexy in my local vintners or supermarket. So I've gone for the areolos, which to me sounds like areoli, which is the little circle around the nipple, is it not?
Yeah. Thanks for explaining that one.
All right. Not everybody knows.
Do you want to explain where certain other parts of the body are?
Yeah.
Do the whole show like that, couldn't we?
The evening progresses.
Harry Hole.
Right. Okay. Well, well done on your excellent grasp of the human anatomy, Terence Austin. But I've gone for the cherry tasting areolos. It is lovely. It's an Alentejo red, which I think the sexiest. So do you want to tell us more about that brand and product, Garvo?
Well, this one is it's from that man himself, isn't it? The Massanita stable.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's it's one of his spin-offs. His Alentejo arm of the operation. Fida Preta is actually, if you look at the website, part of his empire. You know, the Mr. Sexy rugby playing rebel rugged man that he is. And we've done probably a couple of his wines, notably the orange wine from a long time back now, which went down a storm.
Yes.
And took a lot of ladies' hearts with it, by the sound of it. When we,
yeah, that's right. I mean, it was a lot to do with Antonio, wasn't it? I mean, it just goes to show you how this sort of psychology works, doesn't it? With marketing and celebrities and so on. So a bit of a hunk. I mean, Linda, you don't remember the guy at all, do you?
I do.
I'm trying to find him now.
He's a bit of
Massanita. And I think he's running a number of websites featuring his wines. The Azores, I think, is where the orange wine came from, wasn't it? Or was it Madeira? I can't remember which one. Was it the Azores? Okay. And sexy wines are a particular brand as well that come from his, prolific stable of wines. To be honest with you, I thought it was a slightly kind of cheaper brand, possibly, and a wine producer taking advantage of a little bit of, attention-grabbing vocabulary. But no, this is pedigree stuff then.
Well, I mean, you expect, it's a bit of a quirky wine, isn't it, with a label on it like that. So you expect it to be sort of entry level, sort of get you hooked into the wine. And I think it's supposed to be made to be fun and, have that lightheartedness about it. And we'll see when I have a sip, see what it tastes like. I mean, it's always very difficult, isn't it, with wines now, to find something that really rattles your cage and gets you going.
Yes.
Maybe this with that name might just do that. It might be a sexy wine. I don't know.
Have you tasted it yet? Did you give it a little sip as you opened?
I have to admit we had a major disaster because the cork broke in the bottle. So we had to fish it out. So I've just waited for it to sit there in the glass and warm up a bit, and then we'll take it from there and see how that goes.
Right. Good evening to Nubianet, who joins us from the United States, where I think there are one or two things happening at the moment. Cheers to you, Nubianet. It may be the subject of some conversation in the lock-in after the wine tasting this evening. We probably will talk about international law and such trivialities, will we not, a little bit later on? If you want to join us for that... Don't. If you want to join us for that, let me know, and I will put the link on the screen, and you can come and have a drink with us after, and we can put the world to rights, because there are a few loose ends to be tied up. It has to be said. So, Terence, did you have a little sip on it? Did your cork break, as it were?
Yes. No, my cork did not break, and I have had more than a little sip of it. Right. So I am fully well oiled, ready to go, on my marks. About this wine, which, let's be honest, giving it the label sexy, right? You've set a high mark there, haven't you? You're giving yourself something to really, as a demarcation against the rest of the competition. So I came to this with high expectations. You know, is it going to give you sexy qualities if you drink it? You know,
it's not called Miracle Kid.
Hey,
and how are we going to be how are we going to be testing this? Have you got like an X Factor panel waiting by the side of you to see if you've got any sexier in the last couple of hours?
To be honest with you, I did toy. No pun intended. I did toy with the idea of doing this one from the bedroom in the bed, and I thought, no. Why keep doing the same old material, you know?
It was funny the first time.
Sexy.
It was funny the first time.
So, look, come on. First wine of the year. What a better way to end the year off with some sexiness.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll come back to you then. You say, as you say, you're well oiled and ready for action. It would appear. Right. Gary and Linda, then give us a little bit more information about the wine, if you will, and what you think of it. Well, most importantly, what do you think?
Well, it's made. Now this is a bit slightly confusing because we've got to deal with pseudonyms of different grapes. So we've got Touriga National, Aragonés, and Alicante Boucher in a sexy blend of a sexy formula, shall we say. I have seen it with other ingredients, but it might be I can never remember the pseudonyms for the like Shiraz and what's the other one?
Tempranillo is your Aragonés.
Tempranillo, and then there's another one, Syrah. They all get, so it might be just pseudonyms of that particular wine, but I've just had a sip. And it is very different. It is a very different wine from what you are kind of used to. It hasn't got that heaviness about it, but it does have a lot of flavour. It does have a very slightly chocolatey, licoricey, very, very slightly oaky, but big, dark sort of fruits. Really quite not bad at all, really.
Okay, Linda.
It's not a heavy red wine. It's quite watery compared to some of the other deep red wines. It's quite a pleasant taste. I'm not getting what it says on the bottle there.
Well, no, actually, what it says here. I'll have a quick look. I haven't.
What's the promise on the bottle?
What's the promise?
I can't taste the chocolate. It's supposed to be chocolatey, isn't it?
I don't know because it doesn't say on there.
Well, that's what it said on the website, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Chocolate remember. From the oak barrels.
Oh, well, here we go. Handpicked and grown under sustainable agriculture in French oak, perfect with simple meats, elaborate pasta, great for receiving friends or to stand out from the crowd. Doesn't actually say what the tastes are, but that's my opinion. There's a lot of fruit going on there. That bit of chocolatiness, but not in that traditional Portuguese heavy way that we're used to. It doesn't have that body.
It hasn't got any body.
What's the
Definitely.
word? Not the what do you call it when somebody's
Hey,
thick?
got no
Got
paddock.
legs. It hasn't got legs.
It has got legs.
Mm.
It has got legs, but it doesn't have that oiliness to it, that thickness. Definitely got legs.
Unctuousness that you might expect from a wine called Sexy, right? It's going against the name, is it not?
I'm just actually it's 14%, so it's not no lightweight. It's up there.
Right. Okay. You're not. I don't think you're overcome with ecstasy, though. Looking at the pair of you,
Well, I'm not going to get my shirt off, but
No.
Okay.
I don't find it unpleasant. In fact, it's one of those wines, like you said, you're always
Grower.
looking for a bit different. You know, it has its own niche. It has its particular style, which I don't mind. It's really quite nice.
Goes nice with some cake, says
I'm
Simon.
not overly impressed, actually.
Oh, that's it. That's my night done.
Oh, okay, right. Okay. It was a lot to live up to. A wine declaring itself sexy, falling short of the mark. It might be more of a grower than a shower, though, to stay with the sexual
Well,
imagery.
Maybe it's not aimed at women.
Okay, all right, we'll find out if it puts any lead in Garvo's pencil as the evening progresses. Let's get Terence's view on this then. He's already had a few sips on this. Do you feel sexier? Or do you think it's an appropriate description of the wine, Terence?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to start, if I may, right, with the essential part of being sexy is the body. Yeah, the body of the wine. Now, to me, when I had a good old look at this and Garvo's comments about being oily and thin, I think I'm putting a word in your mouth there, by the way, but not too far off the mark, really. It's got legs, right, but they're kind of like weak and spindly. Not what you really expect from sexy, you know? And you couldn't put like stocking and suspenders on this. It's more chicken.
No.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. A bit stringy, I've put down here as a note, and long. I'm talking about the legs. Yeah. Need more shape. I know I'm being politically really, really incorrect here, but there's no curves in those legs. You know, they're straight up and straight down. And you know, if it's going to be sexy to me, you want to see a bit of, you know, voluptuousness, a bit of curving, you know, a bit of Beyonce, basically, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
It has a deep red interior. If you hold it up to the light, it's, you know, it's dark, and with a kind of fleshy rose periphery, so you can see that.
Oh, he's doing this on purpose. He is doing this
No,
on purpose.
no. Would I do that on purpose? So if I move to the aroma, which is also, you know, part of sexiness, I'm getting raisins. You know, when you when you give a lady a kiss, a woman a kiss, and she's had a few wines, but you can taste it on the lips. It's really kind of nice. I do like it. You're going lower in your seat as we speak here. You go, oh God, no, what's he going to say next? Right?
We can tell what sort of ladies he's been hanging around with in his young days.
Absolutely. Bit of fag smoke, bit of fag smoke as well.
It's got a kind of oaky fruitiness.
Yeah,
right? There is a bit of oak there, right? And if I would describe this, I'd say this particular wine, if we look at cherry, right? Well, its cherry has popped some time ago, right?
This is brilliant.
I've also put another phrase down here: portly voluptuousness, right? And what I mean by that is there is a depth there. Okay, I can't say that there isn't, because it's like a lot of Alentejo wine. They're kind of, which I really like. They're kind of forceful and a bit uncultured on the outside. So you got to remember this if you're looking at this as a sexy wine. You've got to receive that. The other one, the really strange thing, I would say it does have delicate sort of features, right? And it can be a little bit passionate, but basically,
on a good day,
right? It lacks maturity. It's young and fruity. So I think really this sexiness goes towards the more youthful side. did he just call her fat? I don't think so. Chicken legs, maybe.
Goes well with chicken legs.
So, shall I move on to the taste, or shall I give everybody else a bit of a
Have you
chance?
not done the taste yet? Oh my goodness!
You've
Right,
done the
okay.
taste. You've done the taste, right? You want me to move on to the taste, right?
Yes.
As in most like sexy encounters, there is a bit of acidity there. Right? Well, there is for me.
You're doing it wrong.
Well, you've got my middle name perfectly there. Wrong. It lives long on the palate, right? It's robust, but not a kind of magnificent robustness, right?
It's not a long stayer.
Yes, exactly, right.
Oh,
I think a lot of the aftertaste, a lot of the taste that lives in the mouth comes from the fumes, the aroma that's there, not from the actual sort of liquid, but the kind of like gas that envelops the mouth. If I liken this in terms of taste, I'd sort of say it's a kind of like fumbling teenager in terms of sexiness. Yeah, it doesn't exactly know what to do or how to do it, but it's got a good idea, right? It's not mature. It's got very fruity notes. I've got to say that. But I feel perhaps this is just at the age I'm at, which is, near my bath chair, needs depth and more emotion. It needs a bit of sophistication, really, to call itself sexy. And you see, I may be saying that at this stage in my life, but I think if you were younger, right, you'd probably say, yeah, this is kicking wine. This I like it.
yeah.
A little bit mechanical, and we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah. One of those Saturday nights you want to forget.
Saturday night at the movies.
You really though,
I think
isn't
he's
it?
right. I think he's right. He's hitting the nail on the head there. This is a wine aimed at the younger person, really. That lighter, more sort of sassy, sexy in that sort of vein. The sort of thing is, kick off the evening with before you go out and hit the club or whatever, and take it from there. I find it quite agreeable. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it as far as I'm concerned. And it has a character of its own, so I quite like it. I
think you're right. The only thing is, it's built itself up with its name.
Yes, that's the problem.
Right? So
yes,
the sort of kind of high expectation.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Linda, come on, please balance. Linda, I think you remain unimpressed.
I'm unimpressed. Yeah. Unimpressed.
Yeah. Is it because it's had too much of a build-up, like a boastful lover who says what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and then when it comes to it, nothing of the sort?
I just don't think the flavour's there. It's for me. It's just doesn't have much flavour.
You have got a cold.
I have got a cold, yes, but I can still taste, it's quite thin and watery, I think.
But you can't smell it, and they're very strong.
I can't smell it.
There is as far as aroma, it does.
But as far as the taste is concerned, it's nondescript.
Charlie,
you needed something to cut right through tonight, didn't you? And it hasn't satisfied. I can tell that. From here, right? We have some comments before we come to you, Kat, and your Charming wine, which was the closest you could find. And same here, I've gone with something as sexy as I could possibly find. That was remarkable. It really was. Thank you for your feedback so far. It may improve, of course, like lovers might, or people in the position of a sexual encounter, perhaps, as the wine seems to suggest. We were surprised, says Ana Lucia, and delighted to see our bargain stores in the UK. Garde-Rioche, the Kingfisher wine. It is also from the Alentejo, and other Alentejo wines can be found at Sainsbury's and Tesco's. That's wonderful, isn't it?
Damn good wine. Nothing wrong with that one. One of my favourite.
But is that a new thing? More Portuguese wines being found in the UK at the Tesco and Sainsbury's. It's my partner Mark's favourite wine region, the Alentejo. Okay, so not going for the Douro or the robust Bairrada, where you might think the sexy wine would come from as well. Alentejo for Mark. Regards to Mark this evening. Simon, a warm 12th night greetings, everyone. Is that tonight or tomorrow? Tonight is. Right, okay.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Gina Fiore also here. Is that? Are you a fire horse, Gina Fiore? If you don't mind me asking, bit of snake, bit
Isn't
of
that
horse.
a beautiful name? Gina Fiore.
Gina Fiore, and quite the buffet as well. If it's got snake and horse, as you can see from her profile picture there, it goes nice with some cake.
Now, I think that Year of the Snake going into Year of the Horse. We're coming into Year of the Horse.
Not a pairing.
You know that, Carl.
I didn't. Yeah, you and me both. Yes, of course. Good evening, people. From Lee. Good to see you, Lee. What are you drinking this evening, Lee? Something, I suspect. I think. Is this a review of Chinese Terry here? Bald and robust. Oh, sorry, bold and robust. I think you're wanting to use the word bold or robust. Lol from Anna Lucia there. This is rated as a new world modern high energy style of Portuguese wine, the sexy. That's interesting. How can Portuguese wines be new world? Is it the blending? It's not
yes,
great,
well, but there's an important thing we didn't mention here.
Go on.
Old Antonio started his career off and he went to America in the Napa Valley. And then he went to Australia, and then he did a bit in France as well. So this is not going to be your traditional Portuguese wine. And he's rather renowned for doing things his own way and breaking a few rules along the path. So
the pretender to the Louis Pateau throne, really, right? The unorthodox winemaker.
He's a hell of a lot better looking, I know that much, but there you go.
No disrespect, Senor Pateau.
Sorry, Louis, you'd be watching.
Yes. It was just a angle we had him on the camera because he was right up close, wasn't he, on that call when he joined us. I can't open up their website. Their own website isn't playing with me. But here's something about about the wine from Le Sommelier, widely regarded as one of the most dynamic young winemakers in Portugal. The aforementioned Antonio Massanita crafts wines from the Azores archipelago to Alentejo, each one capturing the essence of the regional terroir and traditions. He also makes wines in the Douro Valley. He's everywhere with his sister Joanna under the Massanita label. In addition to founding and owning Fita Preta, Frank had something to say about Fita Preta. He's not entirely impressed either, is he? Antonio is a consultant winemaker for more than 13 other wineries in Portugal. Wow! Through his company Wine ID. His first harvest experience, as you said, Garvo, was at 4 years old, playing amongst the vines while grapes are being picked. He's gone on to work in wineries in Napa, Australia, and Bordeaux before returning to Portugal to change the landscape of modern Portuguese wine. He's definitely a character and a celebrity to watch in the world of Portuguese wines. He was named 2018. I beg your pardon, 2018 winemaker. My Areolas is going down very well. Of the year.
The year of our Lord 280.
His areolas has become more inflamed and.
Can I have some ointment over here, please? The Revista de Vinhos magazine, as well as awarded the 2018 Singularity Award by Revista Grandes Escolas. Antonio Massanita and resident English viticulture consultant David Booth met for the first time in 2004. Over the next few months, a close friendship developed. And does anyone know anything about David Booth? Came up to buy some pretty special grapes from the Alentejo that David was managing, and Antonio was able to rent some space in a local winery. The business rapidly took shape, and Fita Preto Vinhos was founded. That's interesting. An Englishman and a Portuguese man go into a vineyard. The sexy line of the wine in question tonight was intended to show that wines could be fun, accessible, and delicious while still being high-quality, well-made wine. From the ever-jovial Antonio, it's also a reminder not to take everything so seriously and enjoy life liberally. That's a good reminder, very good as we go into the new year. And I think, were you saying that, Kat? This is a wine for the younger wine drinker. Was that your point?
That wasn't my comment because I have not had the sexy wine, but I think it was Gary and Linda's comment.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, well, there we go. A sexy, and I think, yeah, to be fair, perhaps it is aimed at a younger market. Your palates are a bit more sophisticated. Sexy was suggesting all sorts of things that ultimately didn't materialize this evening, for you at least. Fair to say?
Fair to say, yeah.
Fair
For
to
me,
say.
anyway. Yeah.
All right, okay. Terence has got an enigmatic smile on his face, nonetheless.
That just might be trap wind. Trap wind could be. I don't know.
Could someone just give him a few pats on the back, please, and wind
Yes,
him?
way to go.
Right,
Can I get
okay.
my nurse in? Give some
Cat,
pats on the back.
nurse, Cat, over to you. What is the
Right.
key wine that you've turned into a charming wine?
Yes, well, as it turns out, fortuitously, we didn't stumble upon the sexy, so we substituted the charming, which, as it turns out, is quite the discovery. This wine is from the Beira Interior region, which is near and dear to our heart and our home. And it's really quite luscious at an excellent price point. It's a little weak in the nose, but it really comes on in the glass, and it's just an amazingly well balanced ruby red, very very rubyish, with the beautiful brown rim around the glass, which indicates aging, even though it's not particularly aged. They did bottle 250,000 bottles, so there should be some available for you. This is from the Cabriz winery, which is in the Beira region. The wine, this particular wine, I just lost my screen that tells me what I had to look it up on their website. There's zero information on the bottle. It just says red wine. So, Osvaldo Amado is the winemaker, and so the Amado sort of ties in with our sexy theme, I would say. The grapes are Touriga Nacional, Tinto Roriz, and Ruffet. So all wines, all grapes we've had, Colhetas we've had before, but this is a really good blend, and I'm going to suggest to Michael that we put some in the cellar.
Very interesting.
The winemaker says, and this is something you don't often get, that this goes especially well with Chinese, African, and Indian food. Now, there's a recommendation if you're looking for something to drink with your Chinese, African, or Indian food.
That is a pretty broad. That's a very broad statement to make, is it not? I mean,
wine almost came out of my nose then.
It's like it goes well with food, is what they're saying, right?
Well, especially with certain spices, I would say Indian and African, and then Chinese would be different spices, but generally those are less bland, shall we say, cuisines.
So how is it holding its own in such an excited palate? Is it because it's a strong flavor that it will make it work so well?
Yeah, but it's very well balanced. Yeah, it is. It's lots of fruit, but not super sweet, and it's extremely well balanced so that the fruit isn't too forward. And it really, I think it's a great wine. I would put this in, as I said, in our cellar. Regular rotation.
That's really interesting. Cabriz is something that we tried very early on, wasn't it? The Cabriz Red. I don't think we were that impressed back in the day, were we, Garvo, by the basic Cabriz Red?
No, I've tried it again, and it's still it's paint remover to me, to be honest. I just can't.
Right. Okay.
Well, I would say they've hit it out of the park on this particular label, which is just the big C on it. It's the only one that has the big C. They make a line that is the big C line, and they do a sparkling, and they have a red. I didn't see any whites on their website, but a few different reds, but that big C. So that is another line from their. And oftentimes wineries do that. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at the price as well. €3.5. I mean, it's a bargain, isn't it? And
it is a bargain.
It differs, Garvo. It's worth trying alongside or forgetting about the other version and trying this one.
To be fair, Carl, I think the Cabriz that we tried was a Reg Spumant, and I haven't actually had a Reg Spumant that I actually like yet. So I have to be fair. So.
I thought it was just a straightforward red wine that you do see.
Remember.
It's quite well known, I think, or quite well available. if I bring
Yeah.
up a picture of the other one. But I've not seen this before with a simple letter C on, which you've turned into a charming wine, and it has charmed you for sure, Kat. Right? You'll be buying it again, as you say. You want to get, you want to get Michael to get some more.
I will. Yeah. Especially at that price. I mean, yeah,
That's
we've
amazing.
got a little bit of room in the cellar.
Yes, and a cabinet with a lot of spacing behind you as well, I noticed too.
There you go.
Fantastic. Bael Bock, Bonoit to you as well. They sell Gardarioche DOLPs in with us tonight as well here in Montana for $12.95. That's great. Good to see you here. Connoisseurs recommend this wine should be served at 16 degrees cooler than room temperature. We will try it out when I get to Portugal. You're talking about the sexy, I think, Ana Lucia there. Do I call you Anna or Ana Lucia every single time? Let me know. There was a winery in the Oregon Columbia Valley called the Naked Winery. And believe me, that had risque names for most of their wines. And presumably butlers in the buff serving at the wine tastings, or is that just my imagination running away with me there? Thank you for that, OLP. Right, if I may say a few words about this one. You've all seen this, have you not? I mean, this is a pretty well.
Give us full screen, Carl, because you got a reflection on the so let's give us a full screen of you so we can have a quick
professional lighting.
Yes. I've seen this one.
Premium. Now, I first came across this because Nunu, bless him, I think last year bought me those big size bottles. It was a Christmas thing, and he gave me a Christmas gift of one of these in the kind of double size, and I didn't want to drink it. I just wanted to keep it on my sideboard because it's such an impressive bottle of wine. But one evening I gave in and drank some, and I did enjoy it. But opening it again tonight, and of course, the connection I made was the Arioli whilst we were on the sexy theme, and it was just so fragrant when I opened it. It was a real bang, the aromas are fantastic, and I was thinking, what's that flavor I'm getting on the first opening sip? And it's cherry, definitely cherry. It's like almost like the cherry flavor you get in sweets, like cherry drops, cherry
bitters,
cherry sours, whatever, the ones that after a bag of them have completely lacerated the top of your mouth. You remember those from childhood?
Yeah, I threw up on a bag of those once.
Excellent story. Thank
you.
you.
I remember it.
Never had them again.
Good thing.
It is. Yeah, don't try it tonight while you're being sexy and everything. It's delicious. I don't know what else to say about it. Alentejo, well done. Beautiful label, beautiful bottle, cherry flavored wine. Can't go wrong. Excellent. And I think it cost me possibly €4 for this one or thereabouts. It was, again, a bargain. And a great Portugal showing itself very well with very well priced, very tasty red wine. So this could be called sexy as far as I'm concerned, and it could run with that label and completely ace it, unlike the one that you actually tried this evening. So yeah, some beautiful color as well. Lovely. What were you saying about a brown rim earlier on, Kat? What does that signify?
If your red wine has a nice deep ruby red color, but when you hold it up to the light, there's a brown rim around, a brownish tinged rim around the just the floaty part. Yes, that's indicative that it's been well aged.
I love these tips. I love these tips that you come out with on the Wine Club. Superb. All right, should we do a bit of scoring then? Time is flying past as we're enjoying ourselves here. Linda, have you got to a second glass? Dare you give this
I'm
a
eating cheese and crackers and I need something to wash it down.
Damned by some very faint praise this evening. Will you give it a mark out of 5?
Yeah, it's not a bad wine. I've drunk much nicer wines that have a lot more flavour, and I find it a bit watery, so I'll give it 3.5, I think.
That's generous. Okay, and perhaps it hasn't quite lived up to the hype. Which
no,
is part
I don't think. For me, no, it's
All
not
right.
sexy.
Thank you, Linda. What cheese are you eating? Have you got yourself a specialty cheese there?
It's mainly goat's cheese,
yeah.
mainly, isn't it? Yeah.
And Emmental.
Emmental, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, you'd think that might pair nicely. Strong cheese, strong wine. Perhaps not. Sexy cheese, sexy wine. Garvo, your marks out of 5.
Right, now come on. Let's think about sexy. What makes we'll say a woman sexy, because I think that's kind of where we're coming from. It's a very feminine wine. It's as long as it is short, isn't it? Really, I mean, this is not a dark, seductive wine that is smoky and malingering. This is a young, vibrant, energetic wine aimed at young people, and it does that for me pretty damn well. Even though I'm not young, but I know you don't like really strong dark reds, your traditional battle cruiser reds, as I call them. I think you might like this one because it's slightly cherry, it's light, it doesn't overtake you. It's quite a happy wine. That's the way that I see it. It's full of energy and fun and sexy in that one.
Reframe. That is a nice reframe, because I think you very politely described my red wine taste as immature, and it would completely fit in.
No. See, I don't normally like cherry. I don't like cherry red wines, but this is a cherry red wine that I could quite happily drink because it's done in a nice way. It's done in a slightly understated way, I suppose. But it's for the market, it would be very good. I can't see your youngsters drinking Cabernet Sauvignons, or they're going to go for this sort of stuff, and it does that very, very well. So I'm not going to be unkind to it. It's not the best wine of taste. I think the price point is important as well, because would I pay that much for that wine? I think it's about around somewhere between the 8 and the 10 mark. Probably not, because it's not that sort of wine that I will keep going to. However, if I didn't want to wake up with a stinking headache in the morning, I might think about it.
It's not a youngster's price, is it? It's not a youngster's price, that.
No, but youngsters don't care when they're out and about, do they? They'll just pay anything basically when they're on the happy train, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's a 3.8. A 3.8 for what it is. 3.8.
Okay, and I think what it's going to be one we come back to, isn't it? We're going to give it another chance. I get the feeling we're going to give it another chance. You contextualized it nicely there, and I think we might have to give it another chance another time.
I think so. I wouldn't write it off as being an awful wine. It's not an amazing wine, but it's good at what it does. That's
okay. Fair enough. Very fair. Very fair. Terence Austin, would you concur?
Yeah.
And what's your mark out of 5?
A great deal of concurrement. I've just invented a new word with the bro there. I think he's put it succinctly. I do agree with a lot of what you've said. I mean, overall, it's a pleasant experience. It's got no real emotional depth for me, I can't really get into it. So in that way, it is like it's more like a quick fumble in the back of a car seat,
I wonder what you didn't say then. My throat jumped when you said that. Then,
please. It's not, the full Charles Aznavour sort of she may be the face of pleasure or regret. It hasn't got that kind of French depth,
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's young. I think it's young. I've put down here as a note, it's a bit of a one-night stand. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
And finally, to be totally, probably unfair, because it's a little bit on the rough side, I think it's rough sex.
I mean, whether you like it or not, this has been fascinating to listen to. So thank you very much.
Controversial.
It's given us a look into your sexual psyche, I think, as well. You've given away quite a lot about yourself as well as the wine.
This has been a quick one.
Yeah, too much.
It's a bit of a quickie.
Right.
Okay.
What? And I know a great therapist. I'll give you their number after the show. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Terence. And did you give it a mark?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Mark. Now, I think you guys have been a bit on the generous side.
Oh, okay. It's going to be harsh.
It's probably because it stuck its chin out there, didn't it, and said it's sexy.
Yeah.
And you've got to live up to that. I mean, if you're going to market yourself as sexy, you better have something up your sleeve.
Trouser leg.
You have something up your trouser leg. Exactly. I'm going to give it a 3.3. 3.3.
Well, not a disaster. Controversial, not disastrous this evening for the sexy wine. The subject of our first wine club meeting of the year 2026. We started sexy And it's for the more mature lover here. It's failed to fulfill its claims. It would appear.
I think it's opened more questions than it's answered.
It has.
Is it sexy? Not for everybody, but for some.
Yeah, and it's like a dating profile, isn't it? It's like, you know, the things that were being said, as it turns out, weren't true. Right. Thank you very much. Let's move on from sexy to.
I agree. The things that it said weren't specifically true.
Okay. The Cabriche C, however, what a find. What a find. You went looking for sexy and then found a bargain.
Yes. Seductive. Found seductive bargain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so regardless of the price point, I still think it's a very decent drinking wine. And then the price point is the cherry on the cake, if you will. We only bought it because of the red label that, you know, imitated the sexy label. So there wasn't that was the impetus. And sometimes a surprise encounter can be particularly fun.
Oh, how about that? The imagery tonight, the metaphors have been fantastic. Absolutely waxing lyrical tonight in a kind of sexy way. Well done, Kat. That's been fantastic. So what would you mark that out of for your life?
I would mark it at a 4.4. Definitely. Yeah, 4.4. Not the very best wine I've ever had. But then at that price point, that would be a miracle. But having said that, I mean, it's certainly a good. It could become an Old Faithful.
A very respectable 4.4 from the Whitby Cellars there. That would make such a good brand, wouldn't it? The Whitby Cellars rating 4.4 this evening. Fantastic. Do give our regards. There's a very long visit to the lavatory if Terence was right. I think he is probably helping his brother out with something.
I know these things.
Okay. Right, and this is a 4.5 at least. The Areolas, it's actually called Conde de Areolas, which is an Alentejo red. This is another one of those beautiful wines to take along if you're going to a dinner party. It presents well, it tastes well, it's absolutely reliable and delicious as far as I'm concerned. 14%. It's a bit cold actually. The way I've had it, it was in the kitchen and a bit too chilly. Probably needs to warm up a bit, but still, from the get-go, opening it up, the aroma was great, the taste was great. It's still tasting great, and it's not reached its full room temperature yet. So I heartily commend to you. As Gary said, I'm not a big red wine lover, but
would you always find that kitchen, or would you always find that wine in the kitchen at parties?
Me and the wine, Terence. I am that guy. You're on the dance floor, aren't you? You're in the living room, like
cutting the rug,
twisting the night away, and there I am philosophizing in the kitchen with a bottle of cold red wine.
You rude menu.
Yeah. Sorry, I appear to have philosophized in your kitchen. Right, Donna's here as well. When I get back to Portugal, I'll be drinking Burmester White Port. Can't get it here in Florida. We look forward to seeing you soon, Donna. And I think, unless there's anything else to say on that note, we might call it an evening. We should raise it. Sorry,
Carl, did you give your mark?
I said 4.5 at least. I find it difficult to I want to give all these great wines that give me such pleasure 5 on that basis. It's at least a 4.5, and when you're arguing over the from 4.5 up to 5, you're just trying to differentiate between different wines, aren't you? And I don't have any other reference points, so I'll go with 4.5 plus. Okay, so I'm very happy to commend it nonetheless. That's more important to me than the mark I'm giving it this evening. If I may, finally, can we toast the amazing Les, the Caldash crooner who passed away? It's right that we...
he hasn't, not Les.
Yeah, Les, 94 years of age. He brought so much pleasure to people during the pandemic with his songs and his poetry. So, to you, Les, thank you so much. Thank you for the music. I mean, this is someone who you can say to the Silver Coast legend, Les, thank you for the music and the good times, the whistling, the singing. at every party, straight to the ladies, dancing with all the ladies. What an absolute legend and role model he is. So to you, Les.
Les.
All the best, rest in peace.
Les.
Yes.
A dying breed, and no pun intended, but I mean a real English gent.
Yeah, one of a kind, right? Absolutely amazing, amazing
All
chap.
the way from Devon, I think he was from.
Of a particular generation. Yeah, absolutely wonderful man, and he is immortalized
Lovely to be around.
with his on social media with his songs. Yeah, cheers, Les. And sorry to hear about Les. He was known around the world because we did a little thing where people were sending him, because he was a stamp collector. We got people to send him stamps from around the world, which he was delighted by as well. One of his many interests: jigsaw puzzles, stamps, and ladies, and singing love songs to ladies as well. So what do we do for next month? How can we follow this and go into the second month of the year? What do you propose as a theme, Wine Club Ninjas, or those watching? Look at that.
How about wines for the future? Wines that you think are going to mature into something really spectacular.
Oh, okay. Okay. What, so like a bit of a grower, not a shower, to carry on with that particular theme?
Grower, not a shower.
Something that you would buy to keep. Because, Kat, you were saying that, weren't you? Bottles to lay down with. I guess.
One of the sexy and the jizz, wines to lay down with.
Yes.
Wine to lay down. Okay. All right. Because
Wines for the Adega.
Wines for the Adega, for the Whitby.
Any other ideas?
I like that idea.
We'll go with that. We'll go with wines to keep, wines to save, or wines to open in 5 years' time. Absolutely. And we will have a little bit of a lock-in and a chat now. We thank you for watching us this evening. And thank you, OLP. Yes, she sent stamps to Les. How about that from Oregon? Amazing. Cheers to all of you. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for being here this evening. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.